Okay, hi guys. My name is Taylor and I work in the Office of Admission at Mount St. Joseph University. Thank you for tuning in and watching We Are MSJ Band. Okay, we're joined by some students and our band director. I'll let them introduce themselves in a second. But please sit back. If you have any questions, feel free to enter them in our chat box, okay? All right, Mark, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Mark McCafferty. I'm director of bands here at Mount St. Joseph University. I'm also the chair of the music department. And in the band world, we run a concert band, a pep band when we have athletics, and a jazz band and percussion ensemble, and usually some chamber groups as well. And both of these students are a part of various parts of that.
Awesome. Thank you, Mark. So we'll start with Kat. Kat, introduce yourself. Tell us what you're involved with in the band, and maybe just give us some background what even your major is too.
Okay, I'm Kat. I am a senior at the Mount. I've been in band all 4 years. I play the flute. I've been a part of pep band and then concert band, and then I've also done a couple of chamber groups with the flutes. My major is health and wellness and exercise science, so I'm going into the physical therapy program at the Mount.
Nice, thank you. Okay, and Cameron, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Cameron Weitz. I am a double major in graphic design and music. I have partaken in band since my freshman year here. I just love it. I've also participated in a number of ensembles, such as the steel drum band, the jazz band, choir, as well as some percussion ensembles and things like that. So it's a lot of fun. Highly encourage you all to participate in it.
Awesome.
What year
Okay.
are you, Cameron? I think we missed that. What year are you?
Oh, I am a junior this year. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, thank you guys, all our panelists for introducing themselves. So let's get into it. I'm gonna ask the first question, directed to our students. So what made you guys, both of you, and we'll start with Cameron, keep playing in the band after high school?
All right. So in high school, band was kind of a getaway type thing. Sort of to not stress so much. It relieved all the stress from all my other classes and everything. So I've always loved music. I have participated in a number of choirs and ensembles all through my childhood. And so I really just wanted to continue with that in high school or in college. but yeah, so I kind of, during my senior year, I came up here and saw one of the concerts and saw the steel drum band and thought that was going to be a lot of fun. So actually, fun fact, I actually wasn't going to be a music major, but Mark McCafferty over there hunted me down. He's like, "You're going to be a music major." And I said, "No." And then I ended up being a music major. So it's all good.
Well, I took you aside. I was like, you were talking about what you had been playing and what you'd done. And I said, this guy would be great for our department. And I said, how about you put together an audition and let's see if we can get you a scholarship. And Cameron went, scholarship?
Yeah.
Hey, yes. And it's awesome that you're able to double major and, participate in something that you love and be involved with extracurricularly. So, Kat, you tell us now, what made you continue to play after high school?
So funny story. So I started playing instruments before high school, and then I went into band to continue because I like music. And then I was helping out with our musicals, and it turns out that Mark McCafferty actually was in the pit playing drums for our musicals. So my band director introduced me to Mark. And so he was like, "You're going to play in college, end of story." And Mark was like, "Yeah, you are. You're going to come play for MSJ." So that's how I got into the MSJ band. I mean, it's kind of nice about the grant that we get with it, but it's also nice to just continue the music afterwards. But yeah, and then I was a little nervous at first because I wanted to do sports at MSJ. And so it was kind of difficult in high school to do sports and band at the same time. But MSJ is like super, super flexible with everything. And Mark understands that a lot of us are athletes. And there are a couple of athletes in band. So we get to go to our athletic practices, but also get to participate in band. And we can like figure out if like go to concert band or pep band or whatever. Like, so super nice.
Yeah, we try to work really hard. You know, MSJ has like 50% plus student athletics in terms of overall participation. And so we try to work really hard to be flexible in that, okay, you know, we've got a concert this week, you got to be at rehearsal. Maybe next week you've got a cross country meet or a softball game or whatever it is, you know, and you've got to go and be there. You know, you've got to show up that week for that activity. And all of us coaches and ensemble faculty members are really willing to work around that, because you know everybody's kind of involved in everything when you're looking at a school of our size. There's a lot of people into a lot of things. Even Cameron on a double major, it's actually a subject of some hilarity between myself and the art department chair, because every spring inevitably it's like, hey man, what are we going to do about Cameron next year? You know, so, and then, you know, I'm calling up the coaches and I'm saying, hey, how are we going to work it this year? What's your conference schedule look like? Are you guys looking the same? You know, and generally it does. Every now and again, we run into you know, an issue, but usually we can work it out.
Yeah, I think that's a really good perspective to give to, you know, coming from the director, because so many students want to be involved in so much. And I think that's the beauty that students can take advantage of here at Mount St. Joe. So thank you, Kat and Mark, and, you know, even Cameron with the double major for giving that perspective. We have a lot of diversity among our panelists.
Well, and we even too, you know, not just athletics or majors or whatever, most of the band works, and most of them work more than like 10 or 15 hours. A lot of them historically have had like 25, 32, 40 hours sometimes, Kat, and even Cameron, you know, even with the double major, there's a lot of them that work. And so we've got a schedule where basically one ensemble will rehearse at this specific time, and it's usually we're able to work around it. And if not, we can find a different opportunity that somebody can participate in.
So since we're on the topic of, you know, the flexibility of, you know, being and participating in band, you know, Kat, we'll start with you. Do you want to talk about the commitment level that you as a student have towards band and towards school and towards work and towards athletics? I know we just kind of talked about it, but maybe something that you didn't touch on that you'd like to give a last minute thought.
Yeah. So everything like Mark said, like, yeah, a lot of us are involved in a lot of things. And so the biggest thing that I learned when I came to college was time management. And what's awesome is that not just Mark, but all of our other professors are super helpful with helping you with your time management, because they know that we work and we are in different extracurricular activities in school and athletics. So just being able to actually work one-on-one with our professors, with our time management, and knowing that we have the capability of doing multiple different things that we want to do, instead of being like, oh, I'm just going to school and then in band, like I can't do anything else. Like, it's really nice to have that reassurance.
Yeah, thank you. And Cameron, I mean, you're a double major. I'm sure that's super challenging. So talk about the commitment level and, you know, how that works for you within band.
So I know there have been, actually even this semester, there have been several times where I will have a class that takes place at the same time band does, or I have a huge art project or anything else of that matter. And like Kat said, they're super flexible, which is really nice. I have more times than I can count on my hands and toes. Mr. McCafferty over there has helped me out. big time with helping me find a different alternative to an ensemble. And being one of my majors being a music major, I have to participate in a ensemble or in an ensemble, I guess. But like last year, I had a typography class at the same exact time as our band as our band rehearsal time, and so I there were different songs and stuff that he allowed me to have where I would go work on them outside of band, and then I could still participate at the concerts and with the group, which is really nice. Um,
And you were also in the choir.
yes, I'm also in the
Yeah.
choir. Yeah. Um, but one thing that I found is really significant about college versus like high school band or anything else is that it really falls on the individual to do their part to make the band succeed. For example, you're not we're not going to be rehearsing every single day like a lot of times we do in high school. We It's kind of falls on each individual person to take home their parts, to practice, to really make sure that they can, when we do meet together, that we can play to the level a college person would be expected. And the thing is, though, what's really nice, even about our band here at the Mount, is that most of our band are not music majors. Most of us are different majors, different levels of experience. You know, sometimes it's even happened in the past to where a person just picked up an instrument and they're kind of figuring it out while we're playing in band. So there's all different kinds of experience levels. And what's really nice is with all those different levels of experience, all those different commitments that people make, it really all does come together at the concert, and we have put on some really, really nice performances.
Well, and on an individual level like that, it's actually worked out really well, you know, because I can rely on students. Most of them do behave as adults, and I can say, okay, hey, you know, and keyword is most, but I can rely on them to say, hey, here's how we get there. You know, if you're newer to your instrument or less experienced or whatever, there's first, second, and third parts in a band for a reason. They are just as important. That third part is the harmony. That's the bottom end of the band that holds everything up. And maybe it's not as complicated as the first chair part, but you still need the third part. So, you know, you can have a less experienced player on that third part and the ensemble still works, and it's still a positive experience for that person because they're getting to contribute musically in a way that they didn't think, you know, maybe, oh, I can't play the solo. Well, you don't have to play the solo. You got to just show up and, you know, gel with the band. We also have a lot of student leaders where, you know, sometimes I'm able to really work with a student. That depends on semester to semester, but there's also a lot of students that'll step up within their sections and say, hey, why don't we get together? You know, why don't we have a sectional? Why don't we look at this? Let's divide up some of these parts so that, you know, we're really dividing them accurately. Maybe, you know, we're going to compromise on who's on first and who's on second, you know, or especially percussion wise, you know, who's playing drums, who's playing mallets, you know, who's got the strength here or who has experience on timpani, you know, that kind of thing. It's really gratifying to see. It's actually really cool. When I started, the band was really, really tiny, and now it's grown a lot more. And so I can go in, you can go into the lunchroom, and it's funny because there's like a whole table of just band kids sitting around with each other, eating lunch together. And it's like, yeah, you know, we've got this community that has developed around our band. So it's more than just, you know, of course we might make great music. Of course we do some athletic service and service for the school through ceremonies, and we play all kinds of places and everything else. That's yes, we're going to do that. But there's also friendships that are formed, you know, that they can sit around the lunch table and be like, oh, whose class are you signing up for? You should take it from this person.
Yeah, and I think that's what is important about getting involved at any level in the college. You know, is you get to make this bond, you know, with people that you would have never met if it wasn't for that extracurricular. And I'm so glad that band, you know, when I went to school here, I remember it being so small, and I look at it now and it's huge. You know, it's getting so much bigger, and that's like, I'm sure, Mark, that's all of your hard work, getting all these great students like Cameron
I
and
just don't
Kat.
take no for an answer. I'm just like, you're going to be in band and I'm going to give you some money to do it. And let's go have some fun. And usually they just kind of go along with that.
Perfect. Okay, so a question, for Kat and Cameron. I'll start with you, Kat. Tell me about, or tell anyone that's watching about your favorite experience, your favorite concert, etc.
It's hard to pick a favorite concert. I have two favorites. We had normally it's our last concert, and it's like what we've done in the past is themed concerts. So we've had a movie themed concert where we even had yeah. Which one's that one? That one is, I think, our musical concert.
Yeah, the night at the
Which
theater.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we've had a musical concert, which is one of my favorite ones. We've had a movie concert where we're playing themes from like Pirates of the Caribbean and all this stuff. Like, it's super, super fun. So I don't know. I feel like I can't choose between those two. Like, with our musical concert, we got to play Lion King and Wicked and Phantom of the Opera, like all these really cool songs. And it wasn't just like one song from each, it was like a mashup of all the songs together. So it was cool to even see how they mash up all the songs, especially Lion King. Like, okay, yeah, I watched it when I was a little kid with Disney, and so I'm remembering all these different songs mashed together. And Mark likes to have a lot of fun with our concert, so he wore that mask for our musical concert, and his son even dressed up as the little lion for Lion King. And we had Joe the Lion conduct the first part of Lion King. So yeah, no, it's super. We have so much fun with it. It's awesome.
Well, we did that. I Wish, the Stevie Wonder tune in Steel Band, and of course that was used in Happy Feet. And so we found somebody that was willing to get dressed up in a penguin costume and come and dance for Happy Feet.
Oh my gosh, it sounds like you guys have so much fun. Cameron, I'm gonna let you, answer. Hopefully, Kat didn't steal any of your favorite concerts or moments.
So actually, my favorite concert that we have done so far was actually that musical concert. Just because I've always been a big fan of musicals. I participated in the drama club in high school all 4 years. I went and saw several like Broadway shows with my family. So it was really cool to play that music in the concert setting. But since Kat talked a lot on that one, I'll talk about my second favorite concerts that we do every single year, which are the Christmas concerts. Mainly because, so we play several different combinations at the Christmas concert of like different Christmas songs. We even play, like sometimes we even play songs that like I haven't even heard before, which is really nice. And like it's kind of like refreshing almost because, you hear the same Christmas tunes every year. But it's really cool to play something new, but also we have a lot of fun with the ones that we do play every year too. Well, we don't play them every year, but like you hear every year type thing, because we have some like different arrangements of those traditional.
Are you talking about the Christmas tunes arrangement with like the cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I also, although I have to be a little biased, I like the steel drum Christmas songs the best because the steel drum band is just super fun. If you ever come see any of our concerts, I'm always like dancing out while I'm playing on the on the.
Don't even lie. Your favorite was "Mary Did You Know" because it was my arrangement, right?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we just have so much fun at all our concerts, really.
Well, and while he's saying, I've got to toot Cameron's horn because this poster, I mean, this is the front of the program or whatever, but this poster Cameron made, like he designed all of this. He actually makes all of our posters. He's also a co-op for us in the music department. So he does like all of our graphics for all of our concerts, and he's really good at that. So yeah.
My gosh, that is awesome.
Right?
And it kind of works out, I guess, too. You're crushing two birds with one stone.
Yes.
So I know we're kind of getting close to that end time. So I want to be able to ask each of you, one last question. Mark, I'm going to ask you a question, that would be directed, for what would you say as, the director of the band, what is the advantage or perk of participating in our band, of a student coming to Mount St. Joe to play for you?
One of the biggest advantages is that you're going to have a breadth of experience in our band. So we have a concert band, we have a pep band, we have a jazz band, we've got percussion ensembles, steel drum, we've got these chamber ensembles, whether it's flute quintet, brass quintet, saxophone quartet, fill in the blank on a chamber ensemble. That's going to be, everybody in the band tends to get involved in those things because we have access. It's not limited to just majors. There are majors in all of those things, but it's not just majors that have access to that. Most schools, your top end ensembles are limited to just music majors. We have the space here that you can participate in that and have some musicality and go out and get some experience, even if you're not a music major. You also end up with a scholarship, which is great. Not everybody does that. More people are picking it up, but I don't know if we were first, but I'm going to say we were, but anyway, that's one of the things that's a big advantage. And the other thing is you're going to meet a bunch of people that you're going to have just these incredible experiences with that you're going to know for the rest of your life. You're going to contact them, you're going to call them, you're going to make a lifelong friend that you can always reference back. You remember that time when Mark just lost it, and he went off on some tangent on a story. They call it story time. It's like, so is it, you gotta keep it real, but it's part of it.
No, I got chills when you're talking about lifelong friendships, because it's true. That's what you create in college, and these experiences add to those lasting friendships forever.
Absolutely.
So, for Kat and Cameron, my last question for you is, what would be a bit of advice or something you tell someone who might be hesitant on either joining the band or they've never even played an instrument before? They want to learn. What, and Cameron, we'll start with you. What's a piece of advice that you would give that student?
Honestly, I would just say go for it. Because, even if you say you want to learn something new, you haven't played your instrument in a long time, or even if it's just something you love to do, just go for it. Because some of the experiences that are most fun for you are the ones that might have been a little uncomfortable at first. For example, I've mentioned this a couple times. I love steel drum band a lot, but I've never played a steel drum before. And anyone who's a percussionist if you've seen a steel drum before, you'll know that it doesn't really follow the standards of a normal percussion instrument or a mallet type instrument. The notes are, well, at first glance, they appear sporadic.
Oh, come on, man. It's totally a circle of fifths pattern, alternated by step.
That's why I said at first glance. Okay. But yeah, it's just go for it, because you don't know how much that experience will mean for you until you try it. So, and if you don't like it in the end, then you don't like it. But 9 times out of 10, actually, I'm going to change that. 9.9 times out of 10 going to enjoy it.
Yes, I love that stat, that percentage. And Kat, what do you think? What is your opinion on, first time, hesitant people that want to join band?
I would I'd say the exact same thing as Cameron. I'd say go for it. I was hesitant freshman year into joining band. Everyone was telling me to do it, and I was like, I'm not sure if I want to continue. I'm not sure if I have time. And my mom was like, just try it for the first semester and just go from there. And honestly, just try new things. If you don't like it after the first semester, then we're not going to hate you. We're still going to love you like family. But just try all the new stuff that you can while you're in college. Even if you're getting back into your instrument. Playing music is so relaxing, especially with all the stress that we have in school, in life, and work. It's fantastic to play an instrument with the relaxing music, but also like it literally feels like you're hanging out with friends because we laugh all the time during practice. So I don't think there's like anything bad about band at all. It's all positives. So go and try it. Come join us, be our family.
Yeah, and I think, both of you guys gave a really great piece of advice. You guys seem obviously extremely welcoming, to anyone. And I think too, that's important when you have people who could be hesitant to join or, don't have that leap of faith that they need to join. I think coming to a welcoming group like yourself would be, what they really need. And Mark, do you want to talk about, I know you guys just got a new rehearsal room. Do you want to talk about some of the new things that you guys have gotten, for band in the past, few years?
Yeah. So there's been a lot of movement towards supporting the band and really revitalizing it in the last few years. We've been very fortunate to be on the receiving end of that. The new rehearsal room is for us. We'd started to have this issue where we're losing half the rehearsal time, even just setting up in the theater, because of course, in a college environment, you can't just leave your equipment in the theater because the theater gets booked out basically every weekend and most weekdays, at least, in normal times. And the rehearsal room is separate from the theater, and we are able to leave our chairs and stands set up as well as our percussion equipment. It's all stored right there. It's 2,700 square feet. And so there's actually room for 75 people with instruments in that room. It's rated for like 150 without instruments, but of course we all have instruments when we're in there. The choir also uses it. So it's kind of this joint rehearsal room. We're on different days and choir alternates with us so that we have this shared space. But we're very fortunate to have that. It's one of the nicest college band rooms I've been in, rehearsal rooms, excuse me, because it is choir and band. And then the theater group actually uses it too. So it's really kind of nice that we were able to get that renovated, because before that it was our storage space, but it was actually, it was not a space that I took students to, not prospectives anyway. The current students had to go in there and get things out of there, but it was renovated and turned out very nice. It's a very modern look.
And I just want to I just want to jump in with how, because now that we have a room, it feels like we belong. Like it gives us a sense of belonging. It doesn't feel like, oh, we're kicked out of the theater and we're this like weird group that's there. Like we actually have a place on campus.
You have a home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think all of your guys' input and, words have been like super appreciated. And I hope anyone that's watching, they know a little bit more about, the time commitment of band, what a great group of people you guys are, how apparently Mark is the reason that everyone comes here and he doesn't say no for an answer. So, I don't believe we had any questions in the chat box. I will give, someone maybe 30 seconds to, input anything else. But, if we don't have any questions, I'm gonna, have everyone sign off. Thank you guys. Thank you, our panelists.
One more thing while we're waiting to see if we have any more questions. It's a key thing there when you bring up the rehearsal room that we do have support. The administration is 100% behind band, choir, theater, and music in general. They really support us. If you're out there and you're a high schooler or you're a band parent or something, really you've got to understand that it's a totally different idea here. A lot of high schools, you're playing second fiddle to all kinds of other people. Here we work together with all the activities, whether that's football or basketball or soccer or band. The administration supports us. They see value in what we're doing. So I'm not going up there and when I need something asking for it and they're going, oh, what are you doing up here again, Mark? I'm saying, hey, this is, our music students need a home on campus. They need this rehearsal room. This is going to send our program to the next level. Well, they listened and then they did it. Like, that's a really good environment to come and play music in.
Yeah, and I think that's important too to know.
Yes.
And I have gotten word from Joe Lyon that we do not have any questions. But thank you again to everyone that, if they were watching live or you guys are rewatching, we really appreciate. I want to thank my panelists. You guys are awesome. And I'm going to let everyone sign off. You guys have a great day.
All right. Thanks, Tim.